Are you experiencing headaches, feeling sluggish, tired in the morning, waking up as if you were rolled over by a truck last night? There can be so many struggles and difficulties that we are experiencing in our body mind. And there is one master key solution to many of those problems. And that comes under the headline of purification. Cleanse your entire system. Do not just clean your body, not just on a basic level with teeth brushing, showering, and whatever. Basics, no, cleanse your digestive system from the inside. How do you do that? Which toothbrush you're going to put down into your stomach? So there is yogic secrets for upgrading your physical purification. And surprisingly, changing something in our physical body, detoxing, can help us to get rid not only of hangovers, but also of other accumulated toxins and rubbish in our system. So getting that stuff out can help us not only to get rid of headaches, but also to have a more clear and focused mind. Yogic purification is a holistic process, and it doesn't only include the physical body, but it goes far beyond that. It also addresses your subtle life force, your energetic pranic body. Your prana can be purified. That is the second layer of yogic purification. And also your emotions can get purified or at least harmonized, neutralized. And in addition to our emotional cleanse, we can even do also a mental cleanse, cleansing our mind, getting rid of old attachments, stories, and worries, maybe even a digital detox to get rid of all this excessive information flow that we are absorbing in the modern information society on an ongoing basis. We get flooded, overloaded, tsunami storms from different sources. It's a lot to keep up with, not to mention all the big campaigns which are interesting, relevant, yet a lot to cope with, such as the Me Too movement, Black Lives Matter, COVID lockdown, climate change, Ukraine war, you name it. There's so much trouble around us, and all these news feeds are in a way overloading our system, and it can be so valuable to get rid of that stuff. So the mental, emotional purification in the level of our psychology, but the yogis take it even deeper with what could be called purification of our karma, karmic, habitual, and in a way conditioning elements in our mindset and in our entire being are giving the direction of our life, our destiny. And believe it or not, the yogis even have techniques to purify our karma. So we will take a closer look at those 5 levels of purification so you can take your purification journey to the next level and not just take a shower and have a bath with some scrubbing, salt something, but that you are actually going deeper and addressing those more profound internal and powerful elements of the yogic cleansing. So let's take a quick but deep look at the different elements of these 5 areas of purification. So, physical body, in many ways obvious, and we will not talk in this session much about that. It starts with the basics: shower, bath, toothbrushing, and washing your hair, and maybe you do sometimes a upgraded pedicure or whatnot. Sure, we got these things more or less covered. Yes, there's other advanced Asian techniques of cleansing our bum after going to the toilet with water, and we can upgrade in this and that way. But more important is the internal cleansing of the physical body, which comes under the headline of detox. So, detoxification, because we put a lot of questionable substances into our body, either willingly with recreational drugs, alcohol, you name it, but also involuntarily. The food industry is feeding us with their agricultural chemicals, all the pesticides and all the preservatives, the flavor enhancers, and all the rest of the colorants and additives, E236, and all their friends are not necessarily beneficial for our system. Specifically, the liver has to cope a lot with those toxins, and it will be very beneficial for us to once in a while, periodically, get rid of some of those toxins. there is a variety of cleanses, flushes, fastings with different intake of juice fasting or fruitarianism, a fruit fast, or going on different types of diets, keto diet, and this diet and that diet, and of course, gluten free, and this and that. So, dieting is in a way a part of physical purification, if we just see the bird's eye perspective today. So, there's a variety of these fasting cleanses which can be done. But frequently, the fasting, if we do like more like a water fasting, where we really empty our entire digestive tract, including the intestine colon, it is very important actually also to flush that out. The remainders, the residues, need to be flushed out, for example, with techniques such as enemas. Or other ways of cleaning, cleansing our bowels. So this is something we usually don't consider on a regular daily basis in our normal Western lifestyle. And it is also nothing which we need to do daily. Yeah, there can be some basic maintenance practices also for that. But more important is like a seasonal spring clean where we really take a few hours, days, weeks, where we systematically, in a very thorough way, get rid of all that toxicity in a detox program. So you make yourself knowledgeable, and we provide, of course, many sources in our YouTube channel and our advanced courses where we go deeper into yogic techniques of cleansing, but we leave it as such for now because in addition to the physical body to be cleansed, remember, we have 4 other areas to be addressed in the holistic yogic cleansing. So purifying our pranic life force energy, the prana body can be purified. So the prana is related to those energy channels known as nadis. In traditional Chinese medicine, known as meridians. You might have heard about them in the context of acupuncture, etc. So these energy channels are having meeting points in the chakras, these wheels of energy aligned in the central channel, and all of that is related to the subtle life force prana. And this prana comes actually in 10 different subtypes. There's 10 types of the prana, the vayus known in yoga, and they are expressions of different frequencies, aspects, elements of this life force. And we can generally purify this pranic body. And there's a variety of yogic techniques for that, where we, for example, flush and open certain energetic centers, and we let an amplified amount of energy flow through them. And in that flushing process, old stagnant energy gets released and things are flowing more harmoniously. And that change in energy level then doesn't only affect our mind, but actually also our body. So generally the principle is that the neighboring forms of purification are affecting the related adjacent areas of our body. So the energetic purification helps also to cleanse our physical body, but also has an effect on our emotions. And that is the third level we'll look at now. So emotions. On the basic level, we can say that we have positive and negative emotions, uplifting and kind of heavy, dark emotional charges. And it's not about judgmentalism and putting things into good and bad categories of whatever, pink elephants and, I don't know, dark entities, forces. It's not about demonizing negative energies. That's not the point. Yes, it is a bit like with the previously mentioned stagnant energies that we sometimes get hung up on an emotional loop. It's kind of a vicious cycle, like we're stuck on the same track, repeating the same emotional response over and over and over again, digging ourselves into this vicious cycle of, for example, a depression, a seasonal depressive disorder coming in the autumn, winter time, creeping deeper and deeper into our system. We get more and more heavy. And then it's sooner or later, hopefully springtime again, and we can flush out all this stagnant, useless emotional charge, which doesn't serve us at all anymore. So it's time to get rid of that stuff, not as suppressing, bypassing, denying, seeing it for what it is. Aha, it's an emotional charge. It's coming maybe from my childhood, my parental upbringing, my conditioning in society, this and that. I had some bad experience, maybe even a trauma, and I have some charge there. But I can use yogic techniques to reduce and maybe even get rid of all this emotional baggage, which is a heavy load which we carry on our shoulders all too frequently. So, cleansing our emotions, uplifting and purifying our subconscious mind, which also relates then to our habits, patterns, instincts, to just have more clarity and cleanliness at that level. Next in line, we have the not only to-do list mind, which corresponds rather to the third level, but in the fourth level, we rather have the higher forms of the mind, the intellect. What are our belief systems? What is our kind of train of thought? How much rational clarity and lucidity do we have? Are our thoughts really aligned? Are they accurate? Is it truthful? Is it honoring the different perspectives of reality? Am I aligned with these different ingredients? And ultimately, can I develop a genius mind like Albert Einstein? Maybe not in this lifetime, but we can at least aspire to have a lucid, sharp, and clearly focused mind to be able to cut through all the mess, unclarity, confusion with this laser sharp discernment. So, that in a nutshell, purifying our mind. And we move on to the fifth level, which is related to the karma. Karma, our destiny, but not as a blind faith, but we are actually, in a way, the creators of our own future. Our actions from the past and present moment are directly influencing and impacting our near, mid, and long term future. So now we are planting the seeds for the sprout and the plant to grow soon. And then it's the question, if we plant onion seeds, then we will have as fruits onion or bitter, sour, this or that. So choose carefully which seed you are planting in your life, because you won't get mangoes and sweet, nourishing, rich, tasty food if you are planting some kind of questionable, unedible jungle vegetable, which not even the monkeys are touching. So choose carefully what you plant, because we're going to live from that garden, from that harvest. We can benefit later. So it's a lot about preparing the soil, cleansing, getting rid of some rubbish in the foundation, in the ground, and then carefully planting the right seeds, nourishing them, and then supporting the growth of these beneficial aspects of our future. So that's kind of for the future, but there is even yogic techniques which help us to get rid of some of the old negative seeds which we were planting, to somehow trim and prune and reduce a bit the strong impact we have of these negative problematic ingredients which we were triggering in our old actions. So the law of karma is the one of action and reaction. We're going to reap just what we saw. So, what goes around comes around is another famous saying in the US context. And the invitation is to see clearly and, in a way, neglect, get rid of, purify some of that old baggage which we created for ourselves. And in this way, we are preparing ourselves for a bright future. And the next spring and summertime will come, and we give proper direction to our life. In a way, we cultivate the right destiny, the vision and goals where we are going on this wonderful journey we call life. So that was a quick summary of the 5 areas of holistic yogic purification. Different areas of our life where we can bring more purity, clarity, cleanliness, and on a basic level, just detoxify our system, releasing some of that heavy baggage and burden. And I trust that you had some eye-opening glimpses and that you are encouraged to pick up some of those threads and use the right season to actually take action on these topics, because it's not enough to talk about purification. We got to walk the talk. We got to practice what we teach. So that is the invitation. And I'm hoping that you already in the past had some experiments with that. And if you had some insights of it, please share them in the comments below so other people can benefit from your own insights, and it becomes shared collective wisdom, which we develop and discover together. And then we can apply, share, acknowledge, and go deeper onto this life of pure intentions to keep our body mind system in alignment, in clarity, purity, and harmony. I'm sending you lots of life loving wishes from the wonderful Balinese island of gods, sending you best wishes for your cleanse. Be ready that sometimes things get a bit bumpy when you release stuff, but I trust that you will enjoy the journey in any case.